Now, have any of you ever heard of a guy named Will Hobbs? Will Hobbs is one of the best-selling young adult authors in America. He writes a lot of books that are especially popular with teenage boys. Before he became a best-selling young adult author, he was my 7th grade reading teacher in Durango, Colorado. And Will was the guy that got me interested in reading for the first time. He had 5,000 books in his classroom, and every day at the beginning of class, he would tell us what he was reading, we would tell him what we were reading, and the rest of the 15-minute period, we read. Whenever we finished a book, we'd take it up to Mr. Hobbs. He'd put down the book he was reading, look through our book, ask us 3 or 4 questions. If he was satisfied with our answers, he gave us a point. Every book up to 200 pages was worth 1 point. Every extra 100 pages was worth another point. You needed 25 points to get an A, and the top 5 point totals had their names written on the board. And I wanted my name written on that board. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea by Jules Verne, 500-page book. 4 points. Also an excellent Disney film starring James Mason and Kirk Douglas. I didn't really feel like reading a 500-page book, so I took the book up to Mr. Hobbs. He asked me 4 questions, and I learned a valuable lesson that day. Books ain't always like the movies. And guess what Mr. Hobbs did? He gave me the 4 points, and that's when I learned a great teaching trick. Guilt works. Because I read every word of every page of every book from that point forward. Wound up with 44 points, went well above and beyond what I had to do. He used the single greatest strategy I've ever seen a teacher use to get a kid excited about reading. May I share it with you?
Yes.
He found out what I was interested in, which was football. And at least once a week, he'd come up to me with a book. He's like, "Hey, Danny, check out this book on John Elway. I know you'll like it." What are the odds I open up that book? In my experience with all ages, 100%. Kid might not read it, but they're going to open it. Also, in my experience, by the 4th time I do that with a kid, they're going to try and read that book. Because there's nothing more powerful than somebody important in your life, a teacher, a coach, a pastor, a parent, an older sibling, saying, "You know what? I was thinking of you. Why don't you check this out?" So simple and yet so powerful. We try to overcomplicate things in our schools every single day.